Hi everyone, my name is Aviad. I'm a senior developer at Oraplayer, and in this video I would like to demo you one of our template application that implements some common flows of supply chain flows on the Oracle EBS system. So on the left side you would see our template application, and on the right side you would see the Oracle EBS system that we're working with. Let's start by logging into our application with the same user that it is already logged into the EBS system. And the first thing we would be asked after logging in is to choose the organization that we are working with, the same as in the EBS system. And now we will see all the flows that we have decided to implement in this template application, and those are flows that were requested by our customers. This is why we chose these specific flows. We could easily choose any other flow and implement it. And we'll start by demoing one of the common and known flows of cycle count. Let's get in. On the right side, it actually implements this form, the cycle count entries. Let's double click it here as well. And this is how it looks on the form system. You start by choosing from a list the cycle count that you want to work on. Press the find button and get all the cycle count entries. And now you can fill the quantity for each one. On our side, it would show the same list of available counts. I would choose one of the counts and get the entries where I would be able to put the quantity in. So basically what Oraplayer Subinventory is providing you is a way to create a new modern UI layer on top of your EBS system. This application is a web application with responsive UI, which means that it can fit to any mobile device. Right now we're simulating an iPhone. If I would change it to an iPad, for example, it would look like this. It would fit itself to an iPad layout. If I will go back to the iPhone and change its orientation to be horizontal, it would fit itself to this orientation. So this is a modern UI that knows to present itself and to be accessible over mobile device. On the other hand, the EBS system is not able to be displayed, cannot be displayed on mobile devices. This is an old UI technology that is not supported on mobile devices, so you won't be able to run this UI directly on your mobile device. Our application is working directly over the EBS system. Anything that you would see on the application, any data that you would see on the application would be directly populated and will be retrieved from the EBS system itself. And every action that we will do will invoke the business logic on the EBS system. So we are another UI layer that works on top of your EBS system. And besides the option to make it a modern UI and accessible by mobile, another thing that we can take advantage while we are running on a mobile device is to use the mobile device components. For example, we can use the mobile device camera if we are working with items and those items have barcodes. We can, for example, choose to scan the item number instead of typing it in. So we can use the mobile camera. Let's see what happens here. We will press here the camera icon. It will open our camera. And if I put here a barcode, no, we didn't take it well because it's my laptop and not a real mobile device. Here it is. It will just scan the item, and we would just need to, and we can just add here the quantity, add it, and of course continue to scan other items. And once we are done, it will be added to our list. So this is another thing that we can take advantage when working with mobile devices. And now just to show you that we're actually working with our EBS system and invoking any business logic that is part of this EBS system, if I try to press the save button here, I will get an error message saying quantity must be either 0 or 1. This is one of the business logic that is set in our EBS system, and it is directly populated into the application because we are working side by side with our EBS system. So this is how cycle count looks on our system. You can either scan items, you can enter it manually to the fields here, and when we are done, you just press the save button. Let's go back to the main menu. And demo another application. For example, let's demo the sub-inventory transfer flow. So the common flow is to get into a form where you can put the item number, then choose the sub-inventory that you want to move the item from, and the sub-inventory where you want to move the item to, set the quantity, the reason, and press the transfer. But we got a special request from one of our customers asking to do this flow in a different way. What he wanted is that to display the availability of this item over the different sub-inventories that he has on his system. And then when looking at the availability of the item, he wanted to choose from specific sub-inventory and do the transfer. So this is what we have done. If we go back to the main menu, we have implemented another flow. This time, it starts from item availability. And here, I can put the item that I want to transfer, press the check button. This will show me the availability of this button on all the sub-inventories that I have, or where the item exists. And I can see the sub-inventory name, the quantity, the description of the item. And let's say that I want to transfer this item from this sub-inventory to, let's say, to this sub-inventory. So I can just click on the source sub-inventory. It will take me to the sub-inventory transfer form and populate automatically the name of the source sub-inventory. Then I just need to put here the target sub-inventory. It is taken from a list, of course, of all the available sub-inventories in our system. I'll put the quantity and press the transfer button. This will do the actually sub-inventory transfer. And when done, here it is, when I check the availability again, you would see that this item has moved from the engineer sub-inventory to the FGI sub-inventory. So this is another advantage, another thing that we can do working with this modern application. We can take existing flows on the EBS system and then integrate them together in a specific way and create a customized flow that is asked by your users. And we can do it in a very easy way. So another advantage of creating such an applications. In the same way, we've implemented a few other flows on the EBS system. They look similar to the flows that I've shown you. We have a flow that implements alias issues, receiving receipts, and showing the pricing and availability of an item, and those three we have already seen. And as I said at the beginning, we could have implemented any other flow. We just chose those specific flows because they were requested by our customers. Just one last thing is that the good news that it is very easy to implement those flows with Aura Player Service Manager. We are a rapid development tool, and creating such a flow would take us from a day or so to at most few days for complex flows. The flows that you have just seen, it took us about a day or so to create. So it's very easy to create such flows, to take advantage of the mobile device itself, make things accessible for your EBS system, and even create new flows out of existing flows on your EBS system. That's it. Thank you for your attention.